Okay, good afternoon. I'm going to show you today how to use a ping command. And this is, if you've been watching my other videos, this system looks very similar to what we used with the ipconfig command. Pretty much the same. Alright, so we're going to use ping command to, where before we typed in the ipconfig, this time we're going to type in ping. Just a little different. Okay, so we're going to go to PC4. This time we're going to go to desktop, and instead of the command prompt, we want the web browser. And ciscolearn.web.com, and don't hit enter because it doesn't work, you have to hit go. Host name unresolved. So let's make sure we typed it right. ciscolearn.web. Sorry, I put the wrong address in there. ciscolearn.more.com. There we go, that one works. So I'm not going to close this. I'm just arrowing it down. So now we're looking at 3. We're doing the same thing, except for that we're typing it correctly the first time. So Cisco More. Now remember, you could do this cisco.more with an IP address, and this one doesn't want to go because again I'm not typing correctly. ciscolearn.more.com. So that one is working too. So far we have 3 is working and 4 is working. Just not my typing. So here's desktop, again web browser, ciscolearn.more.com, and don't hit enter because it doesn't like it. You have to click go. Click go. So 2, just like before, is not working. We're going to stop. And we'll arrow it down. PC1, desktop, web browser, ciscolearnmore.com, ciscolearn.more.com. Oh, and it works. So PC2, so we're going to go to PC2 here. We're going to click that piece. We're going to go to the command prompt. We are going to ping the same address. ciscolearn.more.com. And for 2, and here's where it's important to have pieces of paper down. Okay, so nothing's happening. Remember before we tried the URL and it just didn't want to do nothing? So there's no reply to PC2. And that you would want to write down somewhere. Okay, so now we're going to go to PC1. Again, we're going to click out of that. We're going to go to command prompt, ciscolearn.more.com. Oops, what did I forget? Did anybody see it? I forgot my ping. ciscolearn.more.com. It's pinging, it's working, there it goes, everything worked fine. So PC1 went through. And actually, let's look real close. It's pinging, it gave us an address here, 192.15.2.10. So it did give us an address. So we'll close 1. So we went to 2 and 1, and 2 does not work so far. So we're going to go to 3. We're closing the URL. We're going to command prompt. How about we ping Cisco learn.more.com. It's working. It gave us an address. Everything's fine. Okay, and now we will try 4 because it's the only one we haven't tried yet. Command prompt ping Cisco learn.more.com. It's working. Everything looks like it's going good. So they're all pinging the same address, so it's working fine. The only thing we had an issue with was PC2. So we'll come on here to PC2, and we're going to go to command prompt. And now, here it gave us information finally. It says ping request could not find host. Please check the name and try again. Now, if you remember from our previous lesson, what happened is that the configuration is all messed up. So, the PC, we're going to, at the PC thing, we're going to ipconfig this and do all. And for PC2, 192.168.1.102, and our default gateway is 0.1.1. Okay, so far it looks okay. And actually I'll move it over a little bit. Trying to get at that PC1 piece. Command prompt ipconfig. Oh, right away I can see an error. Does anybody see it? It's 192.15. 0.10 is where it's going. ipconfig. Bing. Oh, there we go. pconfig. This is the wonders of command prompt. If you type it incorrectly, doesn't matter. So 192.168.1. Okay, for PC1, there is a DNS server. 192.15.2.5. We were to click here into 192.15.2.5. Okay. Anybody seen any errors? 192.168.1.102. They look the same. Search PC2. Oops, did not mean to do that. Put it over just a little bit. There we go. It's the only bad thing about this. So 192.168.1.101. That's okay. Has anybody seen it yet? Okay, so here's 2. The DNS server is a 191.15. Okay, for PC1, it's 192. So what that means you have to do is you go into 2, and we're going to close out of the, actually you can just go into this, and we want the DNS server to be 192, not 191. It's easy to see how many errors can happen just from typing ipconfig backspace all. And now we fixed it. Okay, we could then come in here, and what did we do before? Do you remember? we are going to come into the command prompt, ping Cisco learnmore.more.com. Whoops. Again, quick fingers. Cisco learn.more.com. There, now it is pinging. It has done its job. You can see it didn't lose anything. Everything worked great. And that is how you would troubleshoot using the ping and IP config. And I hope that helped you out. You have a great